If you're a musician and you've noticed that you hold your breath during the hard parts, you've probably tried the obvious fix. Take a deep breath before you play. But here's the problem. That deep breath, it can still be tense. Try it right now. Try hard to take a really deep breath. Notice how your shoulders lift, your chest tightens, you're trying to breathe. And that trying is just another form of tension. So what if, instead of doing more with your breath, the answer was to do less? My name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a professional violinist, a certified Alexander technique teacher, and the author of Soulforce. And by the end of this video, you're going to learn why musicians hold their breath at the hard parts, the 3 common fixes that actually make it worse, and a simple technique called easy breathing that can change how your whole body feels when you play. All right, here's what I see in almost every musician I work with. They're playing along, things are going fine, and then the hard part comes. A big shift, a fast passage, a high note, and right before that moment, they hold their breath. And so most musicians don't even notice they're doing this, but your body notices. When you hold your breath at a difficult passage, you're sending a signal to your entire nervous system. Danger, brace, try harder. And so your body responds. Your shoulders tighten, your hands grip, your jaw clenches, everything locks up. Now here's the thing. It goes both ways. Stress causes you to hold your breath, but holding your breath also causes stress. It triggers your fight or flight response, so you end up in a loop. The hard part is coming, so you hold your breath, which makes you tense, which makes the hard part harder, which makes you hold your breath more the next time. The real question is why? Why are you holding your breath in the first place? It obviously doesn't help your playing, right? And the answer goes deeper than you might expect. Underneath that breath holding is a set of commands your nervous system is running. I have to get it right. I have to play this perfectly. I need to prove that I'm good enough. These are impossible commands. Your nervous system simply can't fulfill them. And the effort of trying shows up as physical tension. And the breath holding is just one symptom of your nervous system being overloaded. So what do most musicians try? 3 different things and none of them work. First, taking a deep breath. So you notice that you're holding, so you take a big inhale, but you're trying to breathe, and that trying is the problem. You haven't addressed the underlying tension habit. You've just layered on another effort on top of it. Second are breathing exercises. Taking deep breaths or inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6, breathing from your diaphragm. These approaches have merit, but they add something to your playing, to a system, to a technique, to a thing, another thing to manage. But the problem wasn't that you didn't have enough breath. The problem was that you were interfering with your breath. And so any form of breath control will lead to unnecessary strain, since it still comes from a place of anxiety. And third, and this is a sneaky one, some musicians develop a kind of shallow, rapid breathing, almost a kind of controlled hyperventilation. And they figure, if my breath is constantly moving, I must not be holding it, right? Wrong. That breath management still comes from the same place. You're controlling your breath, just in a different way. So all 3 of these approaches are additive. They add more breath, more control, more deliberate movement, but the solution is actually subtractive. What I teach my students is something called easy breathing, and the instruction is almost embarrassingly simple. Stop interfering with your breath. That's it. Don't take a deep breath. Don't hold your breath. Don't regulate it. Don't try to breathe a certain amount or at a certain rate. Just let your breathing do what it already knows how to do. Your body has been breathing your entire life without your help. Thank you very much. It knows exactly how much oxygen you need. Your job is to get out of the way. So here's how to practice this. So before you play, close your eyes and just notice your breathing for a moment. Don't try to change it. Just notice it. Feel where the breath moves easily, where the sensations show up. Maybe you notice it in your nose or at your belly or wherever else. Just find where the breathing is already happening, where you can notice it easily without you trying to do anything. So that quality, that effortlessness, that's what easy breathing is. You're not making it happen, it's already happening. So now, with your instrument, choose a passage that usually makes you tense up and play it with one intention. Let your breathing stay easy, not deep, not controlled, not regulated, just easy, just not interfered with. Okay, so I had a violin student try this recently. She'd been holding her breath every time she approached this shift. You know, that's a big one for violinists. Shifting into the unknown, right? So I simply asked her to notice her breathing and let it be easy as she played through the passage. And you know what? Her whole body transformed. Her shoulders dropped, her face softened, her hands went from a death grip to something soft and natural. She started swaying slightly with the music, something she'd never done before when she was holding herself rigid. And her sound opened up so much more resonant, so much more alive. And you know what? This happens every time. The sound always gets better when you stop clamping down. Your instrument is a resonating body. And when you stop clamping your own body, both of you ring more freely. So easy breathing works because it interrupts the fight or flight loop at its source. When you let your breathing be easy, you're telling your nervous system, we're safe. There's no emergency. And when your nervous system gets that signal, it stops bracing. And, you know, this isn't useful just for the hard passages. If you notice you hold tension continuously throughout a piece, easy breathing can release that whole pattern. It's great for, you know, when you want to feel comfortable sitting for long or standing for long periods while you play. And if you deal with performance anxiety, this is one of the best, most practical tools you can bring to your performances on stage. So remember, breath holding isn't really about the breath. It's about all those impossible commands you're giving to yourself, to your nervous system. I have to be perfect. I have to prove myself, right? Easy breathing doesn't try to override those commands with a new command. It just stops participating. So try this today. Pick the passage that always gets you. Close your eyes before you try it. Find your easy breathing, and then bring that easy breathing into your playing. You might be surprised by how much changes when you stop fighting yourself. So, if you want to go deeper, I run a free monthly workshop called the Musician's Tension Reset Lab, where I work with musicians live on exactly these patterns. The link is in the description below. And if you're dealing with chronic tension and pain, injuries, this kind of thing, I invite you to check out my Perform Without Pain program. It goes through all these techniques, plus more, over 20, I teach over 20 effortlessness techniques like this one. Very practical, very hands-on. There's lots of master classes, and I show you exactly how to implement this into your practicing and performing so that by the end of 8 weeks, you'll have 80 to 90% less tension and pain. You'll feel so much freer. Your sound's going to be better. You're going to play more expressively. So everything really does get better when you let go of that tension. Why? Because your body is your primary instrument. Everything that you could care about in playing music, it gets mediated by the body. So if your body's tense, then your music's going to be tense. If your body's free, then your music's going to be free. And so this is like an area of focus that most musicians tend to ignore, but has such an outsized benefit. And I love teaching this material because it's so fun to see that benefit happening. Okay, that's all for today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Put them in the comments below. I read all of them. Or you can reach out to me on my website, soulforcearts.com. Okay, see you next time.